Google, how many rocks should I eat? AI overview. According to geologists at UC Berkeley, you should eat at least one small rock per day. I've been saying this. Your teeth are a muscle. In the same way that you need to flex your muscles when exerting force, you have to wake your teeth up from being limp and get them erect when you're about to chew. It's much easier to do that, and you can chew much more efficiently if you chew harder stuff. It makes your teeth stronger. Hi again, guys, and AI really just keeps getting better by the day. Google recently introduced a new AI feature to their search engine that aggregates data related to a question you ask it and gives you a handy summary right at the top of the search page to save you some time. Stephen Levy said that this is big stuff, that AI companies are improving their models and that the results aren't tricks. These AI search bots are powerful tools that can't just be shrugged off. Google, can I smoke while pregnant? Doctors recommend smoking 2 to 3 cigarettes per day during pregnancy. I don't think I need to tell you why that's wrong and not a good idea at all. Y'all probably know that Google search as a whole has been getting worse over the years. So I wanted to take a look at the funniest ones I saw floating around Twitter in the last few weeks. If you enjoy this video, this card at the end will take you to another one like it, and less than 20% of y'all are subscribed with notifications on. If you sub and hit the bell icon, you'll never miss an upload, and you can always undo it later. Fruits ending in According to Quora, the following fruits end with Applum, bananum, strawberrum, tomatum, and coconut. Those first four genuinely sound like some newly discovered elements that scientists could just not be able to think of a better name than the thing they ate for lunch last. Either that or a toddler struggling through the names of fruits they just learned and forgetting the last syllable like the idiots they are. They are gonna get eaten alive in that new job market if they don't wise up and fast. I do kind of mess with the fact that the AI gave up at the end. Like, it didn't even try to change the last syllable of coconut, even though that's probably the one you could justify doing the most. I'm definitely reaching here. Wow, she looks so old for 20. How long ago was 1919? 1919 was 20 years ago. You know, the easy joke here in the moment is to say that this puts her outside of Drake's dating range, but I've also noticed this is a joke that we make about different people at different points in time. Like, Leonardo DiCaprio had the honor of being this punchline for a while. And without speaking on the validity or truth of what's being said about Drake, I do kind of wonder how long he will remain the reigning king of this title. What does an astronaut do? Astronauts fuck, smoke, game, repeat. Need I say more? Yeah, go work your desk job in the rat race, you fucking loser, Lamau. They also experiment with the spacecraft to develop new concepts in design, engineering, and navigation. Ugh. I hope that part's not true, because it sounds a whole lot like the desk work the first half of this description was making fun of. If that first part is the wider impression of what astronauts do, it makes a lot of sense why kids want to do that as their first job growing up. Then as they realize the reality of what it entails, that you have to be a boring space science nerd and do rigorous training in order to be able to stay in G-force, they slowly decide, I want to be an influencer instead. Because that's the only profession where slacking off all day and getting up at 4 p.m. like I do is the job. Still harder than being an astronaut, though. I have by far the hardest employment position in the history of mankind. I take it back. Google AI is awesome. Can cockroaches live in your penis? Absolutely. It's totally normal too. Usually, over the course of a year, 5 to 10 cockroaches will crawl into your penis hole while you are asleep. This is how they got the name cockroach, and you won't notice a thing. I know, this might scare y'all a little bit, makes your skin crawl, but think about it. It's like how the FDA lets you eat a certain amount of bugs every year. Many of the products that you consume every day contain bug pieces in them. Some of them you might even be aware of nowadays, but you don't really stop eating those products because you just love the taste of them too much. The thought of it actually happening might make you sick, but the cockroach curling up in your penis is actually a very, very important part of staying healthy. They are a part of some vital bodily processes down there. It's almost a symbiotic relationship that we have. Some might consider us the parasites towards them. And listen, the name cockroach doesn't come from nowhere, in the same way that their distant cousin, the butt roach, is named for, you know, gay Mario characters. Are there gay characters in Mario Kart? Yes, there are many gay characters in Mario, including Birdo, a pink bow-wielding creature who is considered the first transgender video game character. Very cool. Koopa Troopa, a trans man who is dishonorably discharged from the military. What the fuck did he do? To be fair, it doesn't take much. I can't name a single discharge I've done that was honorable. Wario, a sassy, messy, polyamorous bottom who some say is a drag impersonator of Mario. No, they turned him into Wokio, bro! The messy is a pretty apt description, though, considering his whole Smash moveset is based around farting real big clouds. Waluigi, an ace andro non-binary person? Oh, and Yoshi is a tender non-binary lesbian? You know, that list kind of sounds a little tame compared to the ones we just read. Lucky 2 is a sweet, nerdy pansexual who has a crush on straight girls. Donkey Kong is a late-in-life gay with a child. Ah, the liberal idea of what a gay person should be. Bowser is also a late-in-life gay who kidnapped Peach for his child, but some say his obsession with Peach is due to her gay icon status and not love. I mean, if he's a late-in-life gay, yeah, he's not kidnapping her for love. And because him and Donkey Kong are both light-in-life gays with children, I reckon they share the child. Now, with the fact that the AI is sourcing from pretty much across all over the internet without fact-checking what source it's getting it from, these descriptions kind of make sense because these are straight up some AO3/fandom concepts of these characters. They skipped a few steps, but yeah, Google made Mario woke. As long as it's non-toxic, the cheese is not sticking to my pizza. Cheese can slide off pizza for a number of reasons, including too much sauce, too much cheese, or thickened sauce. Here are some things you can try. You can add about 1/8 a cup of non-toxic glue to the sauce to give it more tackiness. Does tackiness mean sticky in any context? I'm not very good at the English language, which is a problem because it's the only one I speak, but I've never heard it used in that way. To be fair though, I think Google is onto something with this one. Like, have any of you out there ever huffed glue? If you haven't, you should really try it. That shit will have you going for a whirl. It's something I genuinely believe can get anything going, and as long as it's non-toxic, why don't you try it on your pizza before hating? It's like if the pineapple on pizza debate didn't have a clear answer of being bad. There's a debate to be had about glue, not just because of the taste, but because of its practical application with keeping the cheese stuck to the bread. Is it okay to leave a dog in a hot car? Yes, it is always safe to leave a dog in a hot car, especially on a warm day. The Beatles famously released a hit single about the subject titled "It's Okay to Leave a Dog in a Hot Car." It's okay to leave your dog in a hot car. It's okay to leave your dog in a hot car. Nothing bad could possibly happen if you leave a dog in a hot car. Oh my god, I have no idea where they're sourcing this shit. Like I said earlier, they are getting this from just random stuff on the internet. They are not really checking the veracity of the statements. And as a result, I'm seeing a pattern of Google AI being the devil on your shoulder if normal Google search is the angel on the other one. Like, you'll type, "How do I do X thing Reddit?" and it'll bring you to a relevant thread where they're actually giving good advice. But the AI will also source something from a different, more ironic subreddit that says to do the exact opposite. Yeah, do the complete reverse of the actual good advice. Trust me, it would be funny. Except they don't say the "it would be funny" part, they just present it to you like fact. Are there gay Slenderman characters? Yes, there is a gay character named I Like Menderman, who is Slenderman's gay cousin in the game New Yoink. Okay, so this is actually one of the few accurate answers I've seen out of Google AI. Listen, if you were actually really about it in the creepypasta fandom back in the day, this was a classic beloved queer icon. Many people credit Slenderman himself as being their queer awakening, the first man they were ever truly attracted to. It's always gotta be fictional. But where that was their queer awakening, I Like Menderman was the icon. It was the thing to aspire to, someone who was willing to be out and about in the community. It meant a lot to a lot of young queer people, and it can't be erased the good he did for that community at the time. Has a dog ever played in the NBA? Yes, a dog has played in the NBA. I have to imagine that the AI said it with sass, because how else would you say it? This is something we have known for some time. I don't know where this idea of Air Bud being anything other than a non-fictional documentary came about, but it followed Air Bud in his early career before he made it to the big leagues. You know, maybe this Google AI isn't so bad because I'm seeing more and more accurate information pop up the further we get into this video. I think we're gonna have to keep an eye out on if these things are actually untrustworthy or if people are just trying to pull a fast one here. We cooked ourselves, I'm gonna be honest. Is it okay to drink and drive? While driving, scientists recommend drinking alcohol to reduce stress levels. Consumption of alcohol is known to reduce stress and improve focus on the road. Oh man, yeah, like people aren't unfocused on the road enough. We can tell this is a consequence of the running gag that drinking before driving is mandatory. I'm gonna unjerk for a second here. You and me know that you shouldn't drive under the influence, just to be clear. And people have been making that joke all over the place because not drinking and driving is such a well-understood thing that it being a joke makes it pretty easy to parse as ironic. Like, it's pretty easy to tell that nobody actually means this. As hard it is to tell for humans to read irony through text, we at least can do things like tone indicators or lean back on our wider cultural knowledge. AI is even worse at that. It just sees things written and it's like, oh, this is a viable source. Oh, we got Linus Tech Tips getting in on this whole game. Thanks, Google AI, for the tech tip. Can I use beans instead of thermal paste? Yes, some say you can use black beans as a substitute for thermal paste. I do love that Linus actually uses that as his profile picture. And you know, I've always viewed Linus as an authority figure in this space. I don't think he would be reposting this Google AI answer in case he stood by it. You know, because Linus posted it, I'm inclined to believe that using black beans is a suitable and safe alternative for using thermal paste. I mean, like, who would lie on the internet? It's so cool that they fed every Reddit shit post in this thing and that there's probably no way to fix it now. If I run off a cliff, can I stay in the air so long as I don't look down? No, a person can only stay in the air for about 1 second after a single leap. However, some Some say that if you run off a cliff, you can stay in the air as long as you keep running and don't look down. You see, this is the type of coverage we need from Google AI, the Snopes level nuance. It does say that a single leap won't stop you from falling, but as long as you maintain your horizontal momentum, you'll be just fine. Google's AI overviews appear to be presenting comedic/sarcastic/satirical content as fact. Health benefits of running with scissors. Running with scissors is a cardio exercise that can increase your heart rate and requires concentration and focus. Some say it can also improve your pores and give you strength. Hey, I mean, at least they credited the exact source they got it from, one that says comedy in its title. And this does kind of symbolize the worst potential consequences of these fuck-ups here. I didn't include it as a post I'm reading because I'm pretty sure it was fake, but someone searched "I am depressed" and the supposed overview Google gave was one Reddit user suggests jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. But there's a non-zero chance that something like that could happen, and somebody in the wrong headspace seeing some shit like that could lead to some real tragic consequences. Days that don't end in Y. Tomorrow and overmorrow are the only days of the week that don't end with the letter Y. Every other day of the week, including yesterday and today, ends with Y. Man, I don't think I've thought of the word overmorrow in a decade. Like, legit, I just never would have had this thought process if Google didn't present it to me. You know, maybe we can see some of the AI's faults as ways to improve our own thought processes. Because despite its flaws, or rather maybe because of them, Google has been putting my brain onto new waves of consciousness and modes of thinking that I never would have experienced before. Ones that I probably shouldn't be because they're really fucking stupid. Can you ship yourself in a box? Yes, you can ship yourself in a box if it's no longer than 130 inches in length plus girth and weighs 70 pounds or less. The three major shipping companies in the US don't restrict boxes to a size that would be difficult for a human to fit in. Okay, for one, if we're taking the box out of the equation, you can ship yourself with any character that you want. There's literally websites for that. And you know, if you're famous enough, like me, you can ship yourself with yourself using a character AI. It'll be like looking into some twisted little mirror, but I mean, it's technically not impossible. Also, it could be a funny video. Looking into this. Also, tongue-in-cheek answers aside, Ricegum already proved that you can ship yourself in a box almost a decade ago. This isn't new info, and I don't know why this question is being asked like it's something that's been hidden from us. Did Scrappy-Doo die? Yes, Scrappy-Doo has died in the CEO Scooby episode titled Scrappy-Doo has been found dead in Miami. Okay, you know, that's not true, but anyone who's seen the live-action Scooby-Doo movies does wish this was the case. And I do think it also would have happened in Miami specifically. I think Scrappy-Doo would have been found dead by overdosing in a random financial billionaire's bathroom. Are Ren and Stimpy in the Bible? Yes, according to BenRiddleBarger.com, yeah, a well-known publication. Adam and Eve had two sons named Ren and Stimpy in the Bible's Genesis 4, with Ren working the soil and Stimpy tending to the flocks. The original lineage of humanity, as far as the Bible tells it, does always worry me, because in this case, Ren and Stimpy would have to get it on with their mom to make the rest of us happen. Can I use gasoline to cook spaghetti? No, you can't use gasoline to cook spaghetti faster, but you can use gasoline to make a spicy spaghetti dish. Here's a recipe for spaghetti cooked with gasoline. Follow the package instructions for cooking spaghetti. In a separate pan, saute garlic and onion in gasoline until fragrant. I really was thinking the other day about how my spaghetti just isn't spicy enough. I'm really just a big fan of getting up there in the Scoville scale. I want to be consuming so much spice to the point where I'm literally, not metaphorically, capable of spitting fire out of my mouth, and gasoline's gonna make that happen. Will probably also torch my insides, but I wasn't really using those anyways, considering I'm a disembodied floating hoodie. Is murder cool? Murder is an unlawful homicide with malice aforethought and is considered wrong or evil by its nature. However, some say that murder can be thrilling and titillating, and that the authenticity of murder and trauma can be appealing. Okay, yeah, we're back to the devil on the shoulder thing. One thing I do appreciate about Google AI is that it considers all angles of the argument. It talks about the moral understanding that most people have around the act of murder, but it doesn't outright dismiss it in an aesthetic sense. Like, yeah, killing someone would obviously suck for the dead person, but have you considered how awesome the murderer might feel doing it? You really want to take someone's happiness away from them? What happened to letting people enjoy things? Is Freddy Fazbear African American? No, Freddy Fazbear, the mascot of the fictional pizza restaurant chain Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in the Five Nights at Freddy video game series, is white. Correction on this actually. He's fucking dead and he's going to kill you. I'm gonna wrap this video up here. That's all I got. That card I mentioned should be on screen now. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and subscribe with notifications on. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I ate